Hi, good morning, class. Today's lecture is going to be on family and marriage. So, let's begin. A family is a group of people directly linked by kin connections, the adult members of which take care of the children. So, you understand what a family means, right? A family is the the family that you were born into. Your parents are a part of your family. Your siblings are a part of your family. Your grandmother, your uncles, aunts, they're all interconnected, and we all consider them to be a part of your whole family, right? Why is that? Now it's important in sociology. Now, sociology, kinship, we look at particularly kinship ties. I said that a family is a group of people that is connected by kin connections. Okay? And what are kinship ties? Let's talk about that. Kinship ties are connections among individuals established either through marriage, the line of descent that connects blood relatives, or adoption. So a kinship is the ties are the relationship that you have with people that you consider to be family members. So you are your kinship tie with your father or mother is connection through blood. It is you know that you come from a similar background. You come from the same place because they were the ones that have biologically given birth to you, right? But it doesn't stop with just a biological status. It carries on to be a more sociological understanding of what family is, right? So if you were, for example, adopted by your parents, those people that you consider your mother and father, who are not your blood relative, would still be considered your family, right? Your wife or your husband, if you were to get married, these people would be considered a part of your family. And we need to understand this here in sociology, because then it helps us understand the system in which we learn, we adapt, how we are able to procreate and maintain life in society. And one of the main resources we gain from society today, and have been doing so for hundreds and thousands of years, is through family members, through these ties that we have created and established. Now, marriage can be defined as a socially acknowledged and approved sexual union between two adult individuals. What does this mean? This means that you decide that you are going to be associating your idea of family with another person that is blood related to a different family, and this creates a pact, a union between those two members of society, and they themselves then get to create their own family. Now this family can be just both of them. They could possibly have children, they could be living with their parents, and so on and so forth. But marriage is the constitution of relating to two different peoples from different groups or different descent groups to join in union together, right? And that marriage union leads to the creation of a different kind of family, okay, different from than the one that you usually have grown up in, because you both, if you were to be married to another person, you both would be coming from a different background, from a different group of people that are connected by kin, and now are connected based on the fact that you are married. That union has been established, that institution has been carried out. And it is important for us to know these things in order to go forward in understanding why in sociology we deem it important to understand these particular characteristics of a society. Okay? Now, one of the main constitutions that exist in the world and is the most common in the world today is the nuclear family. Now, the nuclear family consists of two adults living together in a household with their own or adopted children. So a nuclear family is consistent within that space, which is it leads up to the parents and their children. whatever that might be, blood related or non-blood related, is not the factor. The factor here is that living under a certain roof or proximity to each other on the basis of a relationship between parents and their children. So that is the nuclear family. When a close relative is, in addition to this married couple, the parents and the children live either in the same household or in close and maintains a close proximity geographically and continues a relationship with one another, we call that an extended family. So for example, I said a nuclear family would be their parents and their children, right? But if you were also living with your aunt or your uncle in a joint family household, or your grandparents in a joint family household, what we deem to be a joint family here in Bangladesh, we call that in sociology an extended family, because then your resources are being expanded not only with your children or with your parents. If you are living with your parents right now, it would also extend to your aunt, uncle, grandparents, whatever, cousins, so on and so forth. These people being relevant in your life, especially in the formative years of your life, would impose certain ideologies and social norms upon you that then you would be carrying out in society. Okay. Families also are divided into two groups in sociology, which is the family of orientation, which is when a person is born or adopted into that family. Okay, so the family of orientation would be the family that you are born into, okay, or brought up in. Family of procreation is the other one. The family of procreation, it centers around marriage. So it means that it is the means through which a new generation of children is going to be created, and a new generation of children is going to be brought up in this new nuclear family, which can be a nuclear family or an extended family. But due to the union between two people, there's the possibility of a new generation being associated with certain different kinds of norms, which can be based on generation or culture or anything of the sort, depending on the union. So this is important for us to understand and explain, because then we are able to categorize and understand how families are oriented. And an important aspect of orientation is the way we look at ourselves and how we understand the family structure in any given culture. For example, there are two kinds of arrangements which can happen in a family through marriage or non so forth, which is that if a couple lives near or with the bride's parents and associates with the bride's family, for example, taking their name, or gives importance more so to the female in the role of the marriage, that arrangement is matrilocal. So if you're a man and you were to marry a woman, that woman's family would be the family that you as a man are joining, and would have the right of passing on their familial traditions in that regard. And the female there is considered the more important role in passing on the traditions and upholding society. Okay, so that would be matrilocal. So you would take your mother's name rather than your father's name, which is usually the case here. Okay, and this matrilineal lineage that is being passed on is not so advent in society today. More so, it is the pattern of living that we see here in society is patrilocal, and the lineage descent that we pass on is patrilineal, which means that you will be associated with your father's descent. You take your father's name, and your mother marries into your father's family, where in the matrilineal society your father would be marrying into your mother's family, and you would be carrying on your mother's name, and your mother's family's tradition. So these are the two different kinds of orientations of descent groups that exist in society. Okay, this is important for you to understand, and we'll be talking about this more in the next video. Thank you.